Hello everyone, it's Jessica. I'm back with another layout for Speak of Mom Scraps. You can save 15% with my code Jessica15 in the shop. I'm also pairing this up with Mad About Mini Paper Pad series today, which happens the third Saturday of every month. It's been a while since I played along with that. And the goal with that series is to use your mini paper pads on a layout. So I have gone all Vicky Booten on this layout today. I've pulled out a pre-made mixed media background paper, and that's the black there that you see. I could have added some more to that, but I really love the way that it looked, just how it was, so I'm going to leave that the way it is. And I'm going to use my mini paper pad today from the Where To Next collection, and I've pulled out just some scraps and bits that I had left over from other layouts, and I'm using those to back my photo with. And then I've pulled out the little parasol, or I think they're called parasol, little umbrellas. It's kind of like if you're looking at an umbrella, a beach umbrella from the top, that's what those little circles are that I have cut out. So I pulled out one of those papers that had those on that from that mini paper pad, and then I cut them all out. So I did that before I started the video because I know you guys don't want to sit here and watch me fussy cut a million of those little circles. So I made sure that I cut that out before I started the video. I was actually watching a movie while I sat and cut them out. So I have them all ready to go, and I'm just backing my photo here. I'm distressing some of the layers. I'm ripping some of them. I've added a little piece of vellum that I had a scrap of here just laying in my scrap bin beside me here, and I've got all these little circles cut out already. I even cut some that were kind of hanging off the edge of the page because I thought I could tuck those in by my photo, so that one blue one there on the left is actually one that's cut, and you're never going to know the difference. So it looks like it's whole, doesn't it? So I'm just going to layer these around my photo, and up in that little cluster on the top, I'm going to create that little cluster in the top portion, and then I am going to just continue building this up and add embellishments from the Where To Next collection. And I'm going to add, I thought I was going to add this little chipboard for a title up here, but I ended up using something different that was a little bit more colorful, but this looked good too. I kind of had a hard time deciding what I wanted to use as my title, so I started with that and then I changed it out. But I have these little circles here that I'm trying to distress the edges of as I go. That one I actually decided after I stuck it down that I wanted to distress the edges, so I pulled it back up real quick, distressed the edges, stuck it back down. I'm going to pop some of these up with some 3D foam squares by Gina K. And my photo today that I'm using is actually an Easter photo. So I don't typically like to scrap Easter memories very much. I love the holiday and everything about it, but it's just the colors are hard for me. It's very pastel and kind of sometimes bright colors, and I know this is a bright and colorful layout that I'm doing here, but I'm toning it down with black. So I have trouble with pastel colors and the typical Easter collections and using those. I have some in my stash, like I have some Hip Kit Club kits that have some Easter things, but it's just very hard for me to focus and use those supplies when the color schemes are just not my typical jam. So I'm actually using a very, very non-traditional layout today as my Easter layout. So this is a photo of my husband carrying around my son when he was a little bit younger, and they were doing an Easter egg hunt at my mother-in-law's house. So he was carrying him around, and I was carrying his little bag full of eggs. So he has one there in his hand, and he just wasn't really understanding what was going on yet at that point, but he liked to play with the eggs, and he figured out that there was stuff in them. So then he kind of got excited about it after that. But this was one of his first Easter egg hunts, and he just wasn't quite sure about what was going on at the time, but he still had fun, and my husband liked carrying him around like that. So, and it's a beautiful photo. I loved how the sky was in that picture, and in that day. It was just a beautiful day. So that's what I'm documenting today, just showing you how to use a non-traditional collection for something other than what it's intended for. This collection that I'm using is actually a travel collection, and I've been doing that a lot lately. I've been using a lot of travel collections to document different memories besides travel. So this one is a really nice collection. It has a lot of different things that are kind of generic that you can pull in and make your own layouts and make your own titles, things like that, to use them for other things besides travel. So that title at the top there says "Where to Next." That's the title of the collection, actually. And I was going to use that, but I ended up using something else. It would have worked for this because he's kind of traveling around with my husband and they're walking around in the yard. So I thought it was appropriate and super cute, but I ended up swapping it out for, I think it says Happy Times. And then I'm going to actually use some sequins too. That's the whole point of this layout, is for Spiegel Mom Scraps today. They're pretty free as far as what we do for their team, as long as we use their sequins. So I have a pack of sequins here from Spiegel Mom Scraps that I'm going to use, called Dream Big Dreams. That's from the most recent release, and it's a really pretty blue mix, so I know that it's going to match with a lot of collections that I have in my stash. So I am just continuing to layer all of these cute little circles onto my layout. I've added a subtitle to my layout on the bottom of my photo that says Easter Moments. I just loved that Moments chipboard. I thought that was super cute and just was perfect with the black and white theme. So I added that to the bottom, and then I just pulled out some Pink Fresh Studio. I think they're Pink Fresh anyways. Yeah, I think they're Pink Fresh. I pulled out some of those little alphas, and I am actually going to use some Nuvo glue to glue down those little alphas because they didn't seem very sticky. So I'm going to just reinforce those here in a bit. I've swapped out my title at this point, and this is a little chipboard frame that I cut apart and only used half of on another layout. So I'm just going to tuck the other half in here and use it on this layout. I've added some more stickers and embellishments from the embellishment packs and the chipboard pack from this collection, and just use those on the top and side of my photo. And then I'm just going to continue embellishing this, and then I will add my sequins with my sequin tool. I get a lot of questions about the sequin tool that I use on my layouts, so I will pop a link down below for Amazon as to where I got mine. So here I'm just adding a couple little banner stickers to the title piece. I'm not going to add a ton of stuff up there. I just wanted a nice little cluster to go along with that mixed media on the background. And then I'm just going to finish popping up some of these little circles and adding a few more, and then I'll add my sequins. So here is the finished layout with all those beautiful sequins added to it and the use of the mini paper pads for the mini paper pad series. I'm going to link down below the playlist for the mini paper pad series in case you want to follow along with all the other people playing along today. And then of course I'll link my code down below for Spiegel Mom Scraps. So thank you guys for watching and have a great day. Bye bye.